it's really about how money follows your mindset. But not only that, it's really about like, if money can fix your problem, do you really have a problem? So I'm excited about this conversation today. So again, if you can see me, if you can hear me, send me a wave, say, hey girl, hey, or let me know that you're catching the replay, okay? And so if you don't know, I'm Lanisha Marie, aka the Fly Coach, and Fly stands for fulfilling living year-round, because it is my goal and my intention to help everyone thrive in every area of life. That is spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and professionally. And today, of course, on Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday, we're talking about finances, okay? And if you are new to this, if you're new to my page, new to just me, new to YouTube, wherever you are watching this live, I want you to explain really, really quickly, what is wisdom and wealth, and why is this a thing? Number one, we have to have wisdom in order to create wealth, and we have to use wisdom in order to maintain and sustain it beyond future generations. Hey, Miss Kimberly. Hey. And so that is where Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday came from. And so, but today on the Wisdom and Wealth series, what we're going to talk about is a phrase that some individuals either not in agreement, or some individuals roll their eyes in frustration. And y'all know I'm here for the difficult and challenging conversations. I'm here, okay? I can have, like I say, whatever I say, let's have a healthy conversation, because we can do that, right? That's emotionally intelligent. Like, if you agree with what I have to say, great. Share your perspective. If you disagree with what I have to say, great. Share your perspective. Let's have a conversation. But the statement and phrase that we are going to discuss today is that if money can fix your problem, you don't have a problem. And like I said, some people hear that phrase and they're like, yes, Lanisha, I agree. And some people are like, no, because that's not my reality. And it comes from a hardened place. And so I'm like, let's talk about both perspectives today. Because of course, if you don't know me and you don't know what I do, as the Fly Coach, I help women monetize their skills to create purpose-driven income streams with ease, right? Breaking through the mindset and money barriers so that they can actually live and build the life of their dreams. And so this is why we have conversations that really challenge our mindset, and it's part of why I go so hard and I do the work that I do, because I am determined to break through the generational mindset blocks, the generational mindset things that have been passed down that could limit you in what you can actually do and accomplish. I'm like, no, let's think differently, because we have to think differently in order to experience different results. So let's talk about from the wealthy perspective. I've watched so many videos. I've read so many books. I've sat under and continue to do so very wealthy people, because they think and they speak totally different, right? And you have to change your surroundings. You have to change your environment in order to change your reality. And so from a millionaire or a wealthy perspective, the statement that if money can fix your problem, you don't have a problem, it's true. It's true to them, because in their particular world, money is just a tool. And yes, Ms. Kim, mindset absolutely matters. And so it's like, to the wealthy, money is just a tool. And I say this all the time. Money is it's a resource that's available for me to do and accomplish what God needs me to do in this earth while I am here, and long after I am no longer here. I am working to build generational legacies and put things in place for things to continue going after I'm no longer here. And so money, I understand that money is just a tool. And so if the problem that you have can be solved with money, it isn't really a problem. It's just an expense, or it's a transaction, or it's just a decision that you have to make. Like if your car breaks down, you buy another one. If you need surgery, then you pay for the best doctors. If you have a bottleneck, or if you have a need in your business, then you hire people or you outsource the work in order to get it done, right? If you have the finances available to do so. And in the presentations that I do typically on Thursdays in my travel business, there's a particular slide and it talks about the difference between time freedom, personal freedom, and financial freedom. And I always explain it by saying personal freedom means that you can do what you want. Time freedom means that you can do it when you want to, because you control your schedule. But financial freedom means that when it's time to do a thing, you don't have to choose and decide, should I do this or should I do that? I can do this and that if I so choose. But of course, it's Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday. So we talk about not only creating income, but we also talk about, okay, let's save it, let's invest it, and be good stewards over the resources that God provides for us, okay? But at the end of the day, when it comes from a more wealthy type of perspective, an individual won't stress over the problem that money can solve, because they know that money is replaceable. They know that, guess what? I can spend money, but I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna turn around and make money. And they also know that, guess what? My income, my wealth is not coming from me always having to trade my time for money, because a wealthy individual will create systems and create things in order to create money and wealth outside of them, so that you're not always having to trade your time for money. And so that's where a huge difference is. So again, from the wealthy mindset, a person will say, guess what? If money can fix it, then it's not a problem. It's just a bill. It's something that I have to pay. But guess what? I have the finances and resources to do so. But now let's talk about it from a different perspective. Hey, let's talk about it from a scarcity mindset, right? If a person hears the statement, if money can fix your problem, you don't have a problem for real. Someone with a scarcity type of mindset will take that statement almost offensively, because their thing is that money is tight. And so when money is tight, it feels like it's the only problem that you have. So for instance, rent may be due and you don't have the money. Your car breaks down. You don't have the money to repair it. Maybe you went to the doctor and so you don't have the funds now to pay the bill. So from this particular perspective and this viewpoint, money is not just a tool. It's literally the oxygen, because without the finances, everything that you experience feels like a crisis. And so if someone says that if money can fix it, you don't have a problem, an individual that does not have those resources will say, that's easy for you because you have it, but money is my problem. And they take that on. But here's the truth, and here's something that's real, and this is where it can be almost dangerous, is because if you stay in that mindset is going to keep you stuck. Because if money is always the problem, then the solution is going to feel out of reach. And so wisdom and wealth is all about mind shifts that we need to make. And that's why I'm glad Ms. Kim's called out, mindset matters. It's all about the shifts that we have to make in terms of how we see reality. But not only that, the people that I work with know that I am so serious, and I am like, be intentional with the words that you use, because it creates your reality. And so it's all about shifting from seeing money as the problem to seeing yourself as a solution. Okay. So really quickly, I'm going to point out, and we're going to talk about 4 quick mindset shifts to make in order to move beyond scarcity into abundance. Number 1, money is the tool. And I've talked about this already. It is not the problem. So stop waiting for money to just show up. And I coach people, whether it's in my coaching business, whether it's coaching people in my travel business, money is not just going to poof out of the air. Okay. We need to get rid of that delusional mindset right here, right now. Okay. Start utilizing your skills, start tapping into your creativity, start networking to create it. Because as I posted earlier today, money flows. What is it? Money follows your mindset, but also money flows to value. So what are you doing to create value? And also recognizing that you are an asset. So this is why I work with women, to really help them monetize their overlooked skills to create purpose-driven income with ease. Because a lot of people sit on gold mines. A lot of people are sitting on things that can literally change their financial situation if they only tapped into the thing that is already sitting on the inside of them. So many individuals have knowledge, expertise, gifts, talents, all of the things. But like I always say, good ideas are not always God ideas. So that's why it's important to pray. It's important to really know, okay, what move and what steps should I actually take? But know that you are an asset, because God gave you the raw materials in order to do and use and do what he needs you to do in order to make a greater impact. Number 2, start shifting your mindset and your talk from I can't do something to how can I make this happen? Okay. Because when you say, how can I make this happen? It opens the door to solutions. If you continually say, I can't afford this, I can't do this, guess what? You can't. And you can't, because now you won't even be able to see the opportunity in order to seize the opportunities that are before you. So Stay in an area of possibility. Because if you keep saying, I can't do it, if you keep saying how something is so impossible, it will always be impossible for you. But if you stay with no, and God, all things are possible to those that believe. So do you believe that you can change your situation or not? Okay, that's the question I want to ask you. Number 3, make a shift from survival mode to creation. Okay. So stop reacting. We want to stop reacting to bills. Because guess what? Bills happen. They're residual bills. That's what we call them, residual bills, because we know the bills are going to come. So the goal is that now we want to get on the offense. We want to get into a zone where we're saying, guess what? I'm not reacting. I'm being proactive. So start building streams, start building systems, take advantage of opportunities in order to get ahead, because we know that life is going to life. That's what life does. And so put yourself and position yourself so then that way you're not always reacting to situations, but you can be proactive and say, guess what? You do have to go to the doctor, but I have the finances in order to pay. Or you need to pay this bill. I have the finances in order to do so. But you do that through creation. Okay. And then number 4, and last but not least, shift from scarcity to abundance. And that's what this is all about. Okay. Scarcity always says that there's not enough. And abundance says there is more than enough, and I can create. And it also says, guess what? There's more than enough for us all to win. A scarcity mindset is going to say, I can't help the next person win because that's going to take something out of my pocket. But for me and for the individuals that I work with, whether it's in coaching or it's in travel, it's like there's more than enough for us all to win. There's more than enough for us all to succeed. And we're going to help each other get it done. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what I'm all about. Okay. So as I wrap this up, the wisdom and wealth, the takeaway, because this has really been on my heart for a couple of days. And so that's why I was like, I'm going to talk about this mindset, and I'm going to talk about this on the next Wisdom and Wealth series, because I'm like, this is so important. But the biggest takeaway is that if you're broke, then money always feels like the biggest problem. Okay. But the important shift to make is that in order to start changing that situation, that you have to start moving into creation and start shifting to realize that wealth can be changed. Wealth can be created if you're willing to take action. And that's why I said money follows your mindset. Money follows value. So what are you doing and what are you creating? Because at the end of the day, money is just a tool. Okay. And the real problem is your perspective and your mindset and your decisions and your willingness to actually create the solutions that you need in order to get out of the situations that we're in. I don't care who you are. I've watched so many different interviews, because some people are like, yeah, but wealthy people are wealthy because they were handed something or they were inherited something. And that may be true for some individuals, but I also know a lot of individuals that didn't come from anything and they created it. So if you didn't come from it, because I didn't come from money, but money will absolutely come from me, because I am determined to do something different. I am determined to create something that's long lasting, and create a blueprint for other individuals to follow after. Okay. We are not gatekeepers around here. We are trailblazers, and we are doing something, and we're creating something for other individuals to also change their lives. And that's where that true impact comes from. Okay. So the next time that you hear, if money can fix it, then you don't have a problem, please don't get offended. Just be reminded and remember that, guess what? You're right, because I can always create something to make money. Myron Golden is someone that I follow and I listen to all the time. And he always says, don't spend your money, spend the baby money. You know what that means? Use your money to make money for you and then spend that. Don't use the initial money. So, but that's a different time. That's a different conversation for a different time. But I just want you to ask yourself, am I looking at this with scarcity or with an abundance mindset when it comes to how you manage, how you maintain, or how you sustain and create wealth? Okay. Because money doesn't change your life. Your mindset does. So if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you go ahead and like it, share it. Make sure you subscribe, whatever platform you're watching this on. If I said something that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. If I said something that you didn't agree with, let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. But if you know someone that needs to hear this conversation, make sure that you share it or you tag them so that way they can come back and watch and get in on this conversation. And if this is something that you enjoyed and you would like to continue the conversation, make sure that you go ahead and you join the Ascend community, because this is what we talk about, okay? We talk about how to thrive in every area of life, and that includes our finances. So until next time, I will see you on the next Wisdom and Wealth series. Have an awesome and amazing day. I will talk to you later.